Okay. I still don't know where the hell Minthara went, but whatever. Hope she ain't gone forever. That's all I can hope.
The curse persists. A shame we could not lift it. But we have to move on.
Let's get on with it.
I don't mind this, because at least I can give you a shield. Yeah, that ain't so bad.
I have such a headache. Your desire. No time to rest. Wretched thing, pull yourself together.
The Absolute's armies are on the march, and Baldur's Gate is their target.
Consider my loose ends tied.
Ketheric is defeated, the path ahead clear. You should be elated. The sight of the land you leave behind does nothing to alleviate your sorrow.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill Ketherick. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
My prodigal bloodkin is among them.
They live.
Barely. I made mince of their ugly mind matter. And if they dare return, I will strip out their offal.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
Good. I was just starting to miss the sound of your voice.
Of course.
Well, don't stand in ceremony. Come here. Not sure what to feel. My parents are alive, and I need to save them. I'm lucky to have you by my side. I don't think I could face what's to come otherwise.
The gate is closed, as is Cazador. Cazador and his right of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks. Of course I envy him. Why wouldn't I? The problem with what Cazador has done is that he did it to me. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor. Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us. Likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazadors change their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
There you are. Where the hell did you go?
How many die today? How many die tomorrow?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We don't really need to sleep. But I don't think we really get a choice.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design. I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader. Of course, he ruled Moonrise for centuries. That in itself deserves respect. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize. A meaningless question. If he had killed us and conquered the Sword Coast, I would envy him. As it is, he lost, and I pity him. But I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust. A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden. I would have picked prettier corpses if my intentions had been aesthetic. This was a warning against heresy. I was not content with the warning, though. I intended to wage war on their insolent god and the rest of its followers. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution. In a manner of speaking, I did. The dead cough up their secrets just as well as the living. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers. It is never safe to point out my shortcomings, but in this instance, you are correct. Moonrise is the site of my greatest failure. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketherick expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery. Perhaps I deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketherick proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them. Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketherick held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. "I want this one," she said. Ketherick nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself. That is certain. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities, mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance. Good. I do not like to stand idle.
Finally, I got her back.
My resplendence honors yours. Our thoughts are as one, my friend. You must face the chosen of Bane and Baal. I will do my part to see them laid low. I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help. Pray, ask, and I will tell. Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb. Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder. Ketheric Thorn, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorn never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour, we each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live! My resplendence honors yours. Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Okay. Is there like a campfire somewhere, or... Okay.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead 3. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the Chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With his help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest, orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. And what then? You are prone to impulses as uncontrollable as the gods themselves. Will you even have a say in what you do? Will you liberate the true souls from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes? Even as you utter the words to yourself, you know it is but an intention. And these dark desires of yours have little regard for your intentions. You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. The reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March. Join.
We're under attack. Help me.
The fuck even happened? My mom walked in at the worst time. The fuck just happened?
Very well.
Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Die, you limpid harborer! Tadpole scum! Attack!
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
With ease. Still breathing, despite everything.
That's a five. Look at you.
Come on, can't stay idle. Nothing will stand in my way.
Gistavki! Orpheus!
I just realized what it's telling me to do. Why the... My mom actually picked the worst time to come in here. I did not know what the fuck was going on because I had no context. That was all because of her walking in at the exact wrong moment.
Let's spill some blood. On the way.
Time to press ahead.
Transforming?
Fresh orders? Simple. Understood.
Come quickly. I can't do this without you.
helped.
What's next, I wonder?
Do I really have to jump them all in one at a time?
Oh, I have the magic touch. Let's move. All is ash and meat.
Okay.
No one stopped me yet.
Alright, we're almost
Our
there.
enemies still draw breath.
Let's turn someone inside out. To the death.
Can't give up. Got to press on.
Dash? And then jump.
No choice but to keep going. Try
It's
me.
not over. Come to the skull. It's not over. Come to the skull.
I won't give in.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Okay.
Yankee is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me. You saved a child from a viper back in the Druid's Grove. You saved the Asima Night Soul from her soul cage. You let me live last time we were here, though it brought Blackhead's wrath upon you. Your continued existence as yourself, and not a mind flayer, should be all the proof you need. Now, help me. The God. Destroy the God. They prevent me from subduing my master. Do it now.
Okay.
Together, we can turn the tide.
Let's move.
Okay.
The rock resists all attempts to shatter it.
Okay.
Heading there.
Hmm.
Destroy the Honor Guard.
Hmm.
Too easy. Onward.
Behold, the dance of death. These boots have seen everything. I won't give in. Have to keep going. Best be on my way. A better position.
Got to focus. Got to move.
Nothing important is ever easy. Shall be done.
Damn it, maybe you waste a spell.
Can't even catch my breath.
You'll pay for that.
Survival is all that matters. houses through.
I must regain control of the Yankee Prince.
Creator. Destroyer.
Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
Why does the
All
fucking...
the things to be indebted to. A bloody mind flayer.
Why does the voice acting just go out all the time?
It's like I said before. I'm an adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them. Rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield. The largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence. Though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while. Until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call me Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the Githyanki. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive-mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus' mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus' mother left, a usurper took her place. Blackith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Blackheath wanted his power. He refused. And so she sealed him within this prison. His honor guard, ever loyal, followed him in. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my homeland, Prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Blackheath was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Blackheath will be finished. No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the astral prison. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus, and find allies in the outer world. You. There may come a time when that is necessary, but there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. The moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design. Denial will change nothing. You have already benefited from that tadpole of yours. You seek to reverse an inevitable process. A process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. Even if my original body remained intact after I transformed, I would not return to it. Doing so would only impose limitations. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You too should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
Even as you say the words, you feel a lurch of disappointment. Your mind bristles with illithid potential. How could you be so cruel as to deny yourself what you want most in the world?
I felt that. It's your nature. You cannot fight it. So embrace it. It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you, just as the Emperor said.
A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia. It has become extraordinary.
Your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
Everything is clear.
A long way to go still.
That took the edge off.
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable, but impenetrable. Within it, the Githyanki prince is as silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being siphoned away.
Where are we gonna go back?
Still in control. Just.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something? Of course. Well, don't stand in ceremony. Come here.
I want to try out the powers before I start recommending them. Anyway. Ah, yes. No, everyone's fine.
Hmm?
Alright, I don't see what the problem is. None of those are in effect. But just in case, now? There we go.
Be honest. What do you think of the new look? Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
Fine. What's on your mind?
No notes, considering all we've been through. I think I was very lucky to find such favorable company. And attractive company too, no less.
Of course.
Well, don't stand in ceremony. Come here.
Do, 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 do. Scratch? Hey, boy.
The dog wags his tail, a small bag clenched between his teeth. He gives in and surrenders his find to you.
Torch.
Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
No rest for the wicked, I see.
Honestly, it kind of suits him.
Careful, I bite.
As for you, I do want to get your outfit a color scheme eventually. So maybe we should get the rest of our allies and head out into the city.
What to do?
My resplendence honors yours.
It's the same dialogue.
This vessel is at this soul. This vessel, this vessel, this soul.
Shadowheart looks different. A change of diet, perhaps?
We will need every advantage to survive the battles that are to come. And my illithid parasite has already shown its worth. If this superior tadpole is capable of unlocking my mind's full potential, it is a tempting proposition. Its influence on you is plain to see. You are sublime. I will be unstoppable. You wish to consult me?
Good. Fresh orders?
My mic's been muted this whole time. I don't know how long it's been. Okay.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
The city is close now.
All
My
right.
former peers will be watching, no doubt. Waiting for my return. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
Okay.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum. Jenna! And my cat is Grub. He's shy. I'm not. My mum is called Emery. She went to go get some herbs for her spots. She was sick, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10-day, though. That means you don't come back. My mum is coming back, though. She's looking for me. If you see her, tell her Yenna's looking for her. It's really scary when you're alone without your mum.
That's why we need to walk just a little more. One foot in front of the other.
Think about it. They're stuck here with no coin and nothing to do. You're going to hire all the refugees.
You'll be in a big, cozy...
I do not understand why the matrons, patriarchs of the city do not open their gates to the refugees. I was not suggesting they be allowed to roam free. They should be put to work. The city needs laborers and fodder to protect it. I am suggesting they be fed and sheltered, and that they work in return. Call it whatever you wish. Perhaps you think it would be better for them to starve or be slaughtered here, while the citizens hide behind their walls.
There is so much wrong with that name. Madame Lucretius is very particular.
Precisely how many red caps are missing?
Keep a sharp eye out. Red caps are on the loose. One's deemed too violent to work. And not one of these circus folk seem bothered by it.
When did you realize the red...
All this kerfuffle over missing red caps. Yes, we'd caged them due to unruly behavior, but as our red cap cleaners demonstrate, most are perfectly harmless.
Why were these particular red caps caged?
We had an unfortunate incident involving
another horde of refugees this morning. When's it gonna stop? Any of the refugees give you hassle, come to us. We know how to handle them.
come on patrol with you later.
Not a chance. Your mother will kill me.
Let the kid come. He wants to teach the refugees a lesson, right?
What in the hells was that?
Whatever it is doesn't bode well.
Before I saw the giant little monsters guarding the checkpoint.
What's the worst that can happen if we get caught sneaking
Everything
in?
you read in the broadsheets. That's
So?
called armies.
At least we'd have a bed.
Worst that can happen is one of those steel watchers stamping us into the dirt.
Let me have a little peace and quiet, won't you? That's curious.
Can I help you? This is a private picnic.
Won't get us fed.
What's that?
Another defeated one, sir. Look at that! Finest pie that fruit could have made. Now it's mush.
Oh, the bit.
If you're here to fill an empty stomach, look elsewhere. Folks swarmed what little was had, stuffing their pockets. Bloody animals.
Take the wood from the cart too. That'll be good for a fire, if nothing else.
Find us bloody keepers, I say.
Egg.
Savages, a lot of them.
We're as desperate as the rest of these savages. They just had the sense to move quicker than us.
If I was a Sharan lookout, this is the sort of place I'd wait around.
Okay. I mean, I'm just sort of going in a random direction.
Don't know how we're gonna get Grunch into the city, wounded as he is. But we have to.
Even if we got Grunch into the city with us, what would he do then?
Hail, friend. Fine day, isn't it? Forgive me, you're in no mood to talk about the weather. Your journey here was a hard one, no doubt. Is this your first time in Baldur's Gate? Is that so? Enigmatic soul, aren't you? A word of advice, then. You might not get as warm a welcome as in days gone by. Used to be you'd arrive knowing you'd a full belly and a warm bed waiting for you. Not anymore. These days, there's barely enough to go around. Add the refugees on top and, well, folk aren't feeling too generous. If it were my problem, I'd do something about it. Instead, they've stuck me guard in this door while they squabble over the donations. Some well-to-dos in the city donated enough to see the newcomers right for the time being. Only they didn't bother helping everyone else. Locals going without while strangers feast. It stoked the fire, all right. Some Baldarians are kicking up a fuss round the front of the barn as we speak. If I wasn't wearing this uniform, I'd walk round there and teach him a lesson they'd never forget. I knew you'd feel the same way. Those refugees have been leeching on our city for too long. If we don't show them that we mean business, they'll bleed us dry. We need to march round the front and kill every last one of them. Let's see them eat our food with their guts on the floor. What do you say? Yes, yes, yes! Slit and slice and chop and bleed them. Not a soul left alive.
Look at it. Come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's soot. And you carry his stone. Yours is a crude and clumsy, violent sibling. You'll hack a jagged path through this city to reach me. I could end it now. But I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
So Orin is a shapeshifter. How long has she been watching?
He can look out for himself once he's healed.
Then I guess he better get well. And soon.
Orin's little display was just intended to rattle us. We mustn't let her succeed, but need to stay alert all the same. I hope so. So long as I'm willing to stroll right into the Mother Superior's trap, they have no reason to not tell me where to go. Worm's Crossing is a choke point. If I wanted to intercept a new arrival, I'd find somewhere before the bridge, blend in amongst the crowds, and wait. Most people seeking entry to the city will be refugees. I'd look wherever they're gathering.
Even if we got Grunge into the city with us, what would he do there?
Oh, I think he can look out for himself once he's healed.
Then I guess he better get well. And soon.
Can't stand her, can't stand her, can't stand her! My sister-in-law. All law and no sister.
Got ya! Too slow!
The excess of refugees outside the city walls could easily become a surplus of laborers.
Careful, Minthara. As a drow exile, you could be classed as a refugee yourself. Not volunteering, I take
Young
it.
lady, Shadowheart.
I am a daughter of House Bainray. I obey no authority except my...
I just lost a wager, thanks to you.
Who are you?
Someone who bet that you'd never be foolish enough to actually show your face in this city again. But here you are. And the gold in my purse is soon to take flight. There have been whispers about you, sister. About your faith, your loyalty, your company. I can't help but feel the strangest twinge of disgust as I look upon you. Is it true? Has Our Lady forsaken you?
I know the truth. I know my parents still live. Tell me where they are, and I have no quarrel with you.
I'm afraid the quarrel is unavoidable, thanks to you. Now I must report your reappearance. If you are intent on bringing matters to a head, and seek out the House of Grief in the lower city. Though, if I was you, I'd be very tempted to just forget it all and disappear. You have some form at doing so, after all.
Do you have elder siblings, wizard?
You're about to say something awful, aren't you?
In Menzoberranzan, after a house has 2 sons, every subsequent male-born child is slaughtered at birth, as it is useless, even for breeding. You have the aura of a 3rd child about you.
It's a racket, is what it is.
Something over there.
Is one of those steel watchers stamping us?
That might be worth a look.
father. They will die for you.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Looks like we're not going to be knocking down a bridge anytime soon. Alright, might as well go back.
Stop fretting. The Steel Watchers is a stop today. I don't care how big machines will form a circle around my mind. As soon as the fighting is
Still means dead. Crime of passion.
Well, all you want. We've got enough now.
Bet you want to know all about Stillmane's murder? Hottest topic in Rivington. Apart from the March of the Absolute's army, I suppose. Got today's edition of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette right here. You want one? Excellent. You enjoy that one, all right? It's really gory.
This is front page material. That one, great headline. Fascinating.
Murder still unsolved. City Watch under scrutiny.
The Duke. Ravengard, I think. I heard he's a good man. Outraged.
Let us talk to him. Please, if he could just...
We have the Duke's full support.
Front page material.
For the good of the hour.
That one, great headline.
Who is that?
Halt! By orders of Lord Gortash, refugees are no longer allowed in the city. Turn around. Well, do you have the means to support yourself? Right. Article 30.1.5 of the Council's Decree on Extraordinary Wartime Measures. I am confiscating that. The city thanks you for your contribution. Your name?
Well met, citizen.
Your parasite stirs. From the construct, you feel connection, resonance.
I am a Steel Watcher, citizen. Here to serve the people of Baldur's Gate in the name of Lord Enver Gortash.
State your business. Eyes open, body still.
Watcher's gaze, a presence awakens. You are seen. You are known. Your party's prior transgressions are reflected in its stare, as witnessed by the cult's ever-alert, scrying eyes. It has seen the deep shadows of Grimforge, and the stone floors left bloodied. It knows the cold walls of Moonrise Towers, and the cultists who fell there. The Watcher speaks directly into your mind with a voice like poisoned honey.
You are marked for special treatment. Not simply an enemy of the people, but an enemy of the Absolute. Come quietly, or die.
Where do I go from here?
My faith will protect me.
Another fight. Let's go.
Let me recite their demise.
Eat this!
Well, so much for peace.
Torment!
I must heal. for a wizard in need. Hungry for the slaughter. Swift as my feet can carry me. Blood comes easy these days.
Ready for battle. Taking up position.
They're dying for me. All of them. Slow down. With pleasure.
Ready. Bleed for me.
What now? Let's get this over with.
Blood comes easy these days.
Okay.
What's inside?
The dice roll in my favor. Nemesis.
Yeah, can you hit the right target next time, you
Where do I go
fucking
from
piece
here?
of shit?
first for combat. Right away.
Front page material. Oh, great headline.
Still unsolved. City Watch under scrutiny.
Fascinating. Readers will be outraged.
Are safe, my love. I'm here.
You're being arrested for theft. If you have a defense, make it now. You're free to go. This time. But next time, you won't be so lucky.
This front page material.
Another quake. What's going on?
It's the outbreak. There's something happening to it.
I may not weep for my home, but I would take a mushroom over a flower any day.
That's curious.
I would have said I admire fungi as well. Until I met such a thing you call a myconid. That might be worth a look.
Okay.
thought you might want to get your mind off things. I know I do.
True. What with all the refugees, ill rumors, the food shortages. Speaking of which, I'm surprised you managed to get such a spread.
Ways and means, dear. Ways and means.
Can't talk just now, sorry.
Alright, I'm getting bored. I'm gonna call it here. Alright, see ya.